All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to tackle a question that's probably on your mind, maybe even keeping you up at night. In this new world of AI search, is my business becoming invisible?
You've probably been staring at your analytics, right? Seeing a chart that looks a little too much like this one. You know the feeling. The traffic is dipping, inquiries are drying up. It's a very real and, honestly, a kind of scary concern for a lot of us. Okay, first things first. No, you're not going crazy. You are not imagining it. And here's the most important part. It's probably not your fault. The entire rule book for how people find things online has been thrown out the window. The very idea of search has changed. So, what now? How do we even begin to adapt?
And that brings us right to the heart of the problem. We're calling it the silent traffic drop. It's this sneaky thing happening to businesses everywhere, and the reason is simple but tough to hear. The old playbook, it's officially obsolete.
Look, the really critical thing to get is that this isn't about fixing a typo on your homepage or changing your button colors. This is a massive, tectonic shift. Think about it this way. AI is now the new front door to the internet. Before, Google gave you a bunch of keys, a list of links. Now, it's trying to open the one right door for you and give you the answer directly.
So if we're going to navigate this totally new world, we need to learn the new language. You know the old king SEO, right? Well, he's still around, but now he's got 3 new, powerful family members you absolutely have to meet: AEO, AIO, and GEO.
And let's be super clear on this. SEO, traditional search engine optimization, it's not dead, it's still important. But it's just not enough anymore, not by a long shot. Relying only on your old SEO strategy today, it's kind of like showing up to a Formula 1 race with a bicycle. You're just not going to win. Okay, so first up in the new family is AIO. That stands for Answer Engine Optimization. This is all about one thing: structuring your content to be the perfect direct answer to a question. When someone yells, "Hey Siri," or "Alexa, what's the best?" AIO is how your business becomes the one giving that answer. Next, we've got AIO, AI Optimization. Oh, you have definitely seen this one. It's that big summary box that Google's AI now puts at the very top of the search results. AIO is the whole game of making sure your business gets featured in that. Well, it's the best real estate on the internet right now. And finally, we get to the big one, maybe the most important of all: GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. Now, this is the long game. This isn't about a quick win. The goal here is to build so much trust and authority that the big AIs, like ChatGPT, literally cite you by name as a source. And in this new world of GEO, it's kind of brutal. You're either cited or, for all intents and purposes, you're invisible. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. AIO, GEO. This all sounds kind of theoretical, right? Well, let's look at some cold, hard data, because the numbers behind this shift are, frankly, mind-blowing. AI isn't some back alley anymore. It's the new Main Street.
Just look at this number. Take a second to let it sink in. 4,700%. No, that is not a typo. That is the year-over-year growth in traffic coming from AI to retail websites in the US. A year ago, this traffic was basically nothing, a rounding error. Today, it's one of the biggest forces online.
And don't think this is just people messing around and browsing. Nope, they are buying. This chart tells a really interesting story. See, back in January, people coming from an AI were almost 50% less likely to actually buy something. But look at this. Just 6 months later, that gap is sliced in half. People are quickly learning to trust AI recommendations with their actual money.
So the big question is, where is all this happening? Where's the action? Well, this chart spells it out pretty clearly. The consumer AI market is about $12 billion, and a whopping 81% of that, the giant slice of the pie, is in general AI assistance. And who's the king of that hill? You guessed it, ChatGPT. This is a giant flashing sign telling us exactly where our focus needs to be.
So what does this all mean for you? It really boils down to a huge shift in how we think. The old way, it was a game of keywords. You just had to match the words people were typing. The new way, it's about 2 things: understanding a user's intent, what they really want, and then proving you're the most trustworthy authority to give it to them. Okay, I get it. This can feel like a lot, super overwhelming. But hang on, because here's the really good news. This quote here, it nails the opportunity. This isn't just a game that only giant corporations can win. In fact, this whole shift can actually level the playing field for smaller businesses, for the ones that are truly authentic and care about their community. Why? Because authenticity and community, that's how an AI recognizes real authority.
All right,
enough about the problem. Let's talk solutions. How do you actually do this? How can your business start being the answer? It all starts with a new framework for getting seen.
Here it is. This is the roadmap. It's a 5-step process. Step 1, you make sure your business goals and your AI strategy are pointing in the same direction. Step 2, you get your technical house in order. Step 3, and this is the absolute core of it, you create content that screams authority. Step 4, you build up your community and listen to what they're saying. And finally, Step 5, you measure everything and you keep improving. It's not rocket science, but man, is it powerful.
So, you're probably asking, okay, but what does authoritative content even mean? Well, lucky for us, the AIs are pretty clear about what they love. They want original research, real-life case studies, and check this out, content with quotes from experts has a 41% better chance of getting cited. And what do they hate? That old trick of stuffing keywords everywhere. Doing that can actually make you less visible now. It's all about substance over spam, period.
So let's just leave it with this final thought. Right now, as you're listening to this, your customers, your potential customers, are asking an AI for help. They're asking for recommendations, for solutions to their problems. The only question you have to ask yourself is, when that AI comes up with an answer, is your business going to be in it?